Well, it's been hailed as a tremendously entertaining, heartfelt comedy. Downsizing is now available on 4K, Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and DVD.
It stars Academy Award winner Matt Damon, and it's about a world where the overpopulation crisis is answered by shrinking some of the population to really small, to like 5 inches. So I got a chance to catch up with the film's visual effects supervisor, Jamie Price. Had a lot of work to do on this.
Well, Downsizing as a movie takes place a few years in the future when some technology has been invented that allows you, if you want, to shrink down to 5 inches high. And that means when you do that, that your dollar goes a lot farther. So if you shrink yourself down to 5 inches, you can afford a really big house because it's really only 6 feet across in normal size. And so it's this kind of story about making that decision and how it affects your life and then what sort of life you lead once you've done it. So it's a really interesting movie about, with some social issues, some drama, and also a lot of comedy. It's a very fun movie to watch.
Yeah, no, it looks like a great movie. I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, but I'm interested because you're the visual effects, supervisor. Shooting a movie like this and doing, what were some of the challenges that you faced, and with the new technology, that we all live around and stuff, was it easier or more challenging?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, the technology that, digital technology that's taken over the filmmaking and visual effects in particular gives us a lot of freedom. It just gives us a lot of confidence that we can achieve the work and also helps us kind of visualize it before we do it. But, one of the big challenges with this movie was really more philosophical. It's not what you would consider a big visual effects movie. It's more a drama, a comedy, it's got some social commentary in there. And so our challenge was really how to design these shots so that the audience just accepted them, that it was just a normal kind of scene that we were looking at. It's just some of the people happened to be small. So we really tried to think about not using any special angles or dramatic camera moves to draw attention to it. We just treated it like it was a normal movie that we were making.
Okay, so like kind of deadpan, kind of slow play it, not really overemphasize it. And
Yeah.
I'm wondering though, because of the technology and everybody, like you said, is so used to, spotting this stuff. For you, I want to know, what was your favorite, your favorite kind of visual effect or scene from the movie that you guys put together?
Yeah, there's a real small scene at a high school reunion that involves a mix of big and small people, and there's a shot in there where two small people are carried past the camera in what we call the travel box, a little 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube that has two people inside, protects you when you're small from getting injured or something when you're out in the big world. And it's just one quick shot, but it was one of the most complicated things I've ever done. We had to film the background first with two little dolls in an empty box, and then later we had to go to a green screen stage and shoot the actors on a big rig that moved them around and duplicated exactly the motion of the person that was originally carrying the box. And because of our scale, we have 5-inch high people, which means they're 1/14th normal size. All of our camera distances and everything were 14 times, so suddenly the camera was 200 feet away and we had to sync all this action up. It was a real challenge just for one shot in the movie, but it really sells the relationship between the big and the small people. So it was really fun to do, really challenging to do, and it turned out really well, so we were happy.
All right, last question as we wrap. You think this is actually a real solution for our population issue as we move forward?
I think I'll leave that up to the viewer, but I will say Alexander and Jim, his co-writer, they really thought this out. There's a lot of really interesting science and really interesting fundamental principles behind it. And when you see the movie, you really believe it. And, it really makes you think, how do we solve these problems? So it's thought-provoking in that way. So I'll leave it up to the viewer to make that decision.
All right, I appreciate it. Appreciate you joining us, and congratulations on the great work.
Thanks very much. Nice talking to you.
And that's Premier TV that brought us that.